Hello everyone, this side is Shivat, and in today's session we will learn about Vagrant. So what is Vagrant? The Vagrant is an automation tool. It is used for development environment, runs on the command line. We have only one command called Vagrant, and Vagrant can be installed in cross-platform operating system like your Linux-based operating system, Windows, and OS X. It has many available providers, for example, VirtualBox, VMware, Windows hypervisors, even you have a Docker as well. And there are some other providers for which you have to use the plugins. It is written in Ruby language, so it is easy to write because it is written in Ruby language, and you can write those config files, and you can use those conditions and loops and all the stuff which you are generally using in the Ruby. Last and not least, it is very good thing that this software is free as well as it is open source. And if you want to contribute, you can get those codes, do the stuff, changes all those things which you want to do, and you can you can commit it. So because this is open source, and you can do the contribution as well. As I said, it has some providers. So basically in the Vagrant, its by default provider name is VirtualBox. It has other providers, as we discussed in the last slide, like Hyper-V, Docker, VMware, and AWS custom. And they are the customs providers as well. You can create your own providers. AWS and VMware is actually requires Vagrant plugin. So they are available in the Vagrant plugin. The VMware and AWS you can also use. There are the few terms which you should know about before starting the Vagrant. One is called the Vagrant files. It is Vagrant files, actually a file. Its name itself is Vagrant file, and it has all those configurations written. How the box will be launched, how the VMs will be, configured, their network, their CPU, memory, all those stuff will be written inside in this Vagrant file. So basically, in a short, it is a configuration file for the Vagrant. Second is the boxes. Boxes, just consider it as a package. It is for the Vagrant package. Um, and the extension is also .box. Provisioners. So the third one is the provisioners. The provisioners is like, if you want to use the shell, you must have the shell provisioners. So Ansible has you need a Ansible provisioner. So basically the provisioners through which you will do the automation things. And for this if you want to use the provisioners, there are there are there are few provisioners are already available, like a shell, chef, puppet, Ansible, and other more stuff are there. Last one is the Vagrant Cloud. You should also know about the what is the Vagrant Cloud. This Vagrant Cloud is a kind of repo for the Vagrant, for the Vagrant boxes. So you can search there and get those boxes. And boxes will help you to launch virtual machines. And like for example, if I want to CentOS box, if I want to use, if I want to launch a CentOS operating system virtual machine or Ubuntu or any other, so I should use that particular type of boxes. I will show you in the next in the next practical session, so you will find it. All right, so before going to do the practical, you must have these two requisites. One is the install. You should have to install the Vagrant itself, the tool you should install in your local system. Second one is the virtual box for this session. If you have a Hyper-V, you can use it. If you have a VMware, you can use it. So, but in this session, we are going to use the virtual box. It is just merely a small difference, in the command line that you have to use the driver there, and you can change it. So, just giving an idea how to do that. But in this session, we are going to use the virtual box as a provider, and which is also the by default provider of the Vagrant. So let's go for the practical. Welcome back in the practical session. So now first we'll search the Vagrant in Google search engine. So let's go to its website and click on vagrantup.com. From this website you can download the package of the Vagrant. So from here, when you click on this button, you can see, according to your operating system, what the package you can install. So 32-bit and 64-bit both are available. Linux, Debian, CentOS, Arch Linux, macOS. All right, so let's go back, and there's another one which I talked, right, the Vagrant Cloud. The URL is app.vagrantup.com. So from here you can see the boxes are available. So if you want to install any box, you can either search here, like if I want to search Ansible, so I can get those boxes here. So let's say, for example, I want to download Ubuntu Trusty 64. I will click on this. And there's another method that, this user, Ubuntu user in the Vagrant Cloud, how many boxes it has. Means how many boxes he has uploaded. So here we can see there some boxes are available. It has been uploaded. And similarly, let's take an example of CentOS 7. That is another Linux, which is a Red Hat based. If you click here, you can see the vendor. The user has provided these boxes, Vagrant boxes. So let's try with any of the box to launch a virtual machine. So let's say, for example, I will go for CentOS and I want to install the CentOS 8. So here you can see this is the 8 version, and the two tabs you can see here. One is new and Vagrant file. So basically, when you click in here new tab, you will see this command, this Vagrant init command. This is for initializing the Vagrant, and actually it creates a Vagrant file. So either you can run this command to initialize it, or create manually this file with this content and run this Vagrant up. So let's go with this first one. It is quite easy to do that, but there are few steps you have to take here. Let's say, for example, I will create a directory where I will keep these virtual machines. I said Vagrant VMs here, and inside I want the name of virtual machine like my CentOS 8 VM. So this name of directory I will create, because it should be corresponding to the name of virtual machine which you want, and here we are going to run this command inside. How to do that? Just copy it, the path, open the PowerShell. I have already written the PowerShell here in the run. Similarly, you can do in the Linux. Just change the directory. Definitely the absolute path will be different in Linux. So you can also create any directory by using mkdir command there. in the Linux system or Unix based system. All right, so right now I'm here. You can see that in the Linux also we have a pwd command, print the directory path, and the same command I'm also using here. So you can run both, but because I'm using PowerShell, so it will accept all these commands. These are common even in Linux and Unix as well. Same command, same everything. Yes, few changes like. All right, so as I said, if you want to, either you can directly create a Vagrant file here with this content. The name should be same, and or you can run simply this command. So what it says that Vagrant init, initialize it, take it from the CentOS user, this repo, and get this 8. What the box name is 8. So let's see. Now I will run this command Vagrant init CentOS 8, and right after that we'll run this command Vagrant up. So let's see what happened. What are the things will happen in the backend? Okay, so it says that a Vagrant file has been placed in this directory, and that is true. Okay, so this, as I said earlier in the introduction, this is a Ruby based tool. So I will open this code, VS Code, and here you can see the Vagrant file is there. This is the same, and this is the content you can see here, and the name is the VM box CentOS 8. That's very plain and simple configuration. There's nothing else. So whatever the virtual machine it will launch, it will goes as a by default settings. Let's see what is the by default settings. If you want to change some of the settings, you want to set provisioners, as I mentioned in my previous video, you can set it up here. So everything is mentioned in this file only, Vagrant file. We can see that, right? For example, this shell, and here the shell command is written. Okay, so coming back to the same terminal in PowerShell. Now I will run this command, and we can see there's a file, Vagrant file, available inside in this directory. It just initialize the directory and create a Vagrant file. Nothing else. It just only create a Vagrant file there. Now let's run the Vagrant up. Same command is in your Unix and Linux as well. No changes. And let's see the action. So what is saying, the bringing machine default up to VirtualBox provider. Box CentOS 8 couldn't be found, attempting to find and install. It means in first it actually checks in the local system, try to find if this box is available in your local system. When it doesn't find this box, so then it will try to download from Vagrant Cloud. So here's the address, and it is downloading it, even though you can manually download as well. Okay, but to keep the thing straight and forward, crispy, simple, just use this command. Just use this command and it will do the job. All right, and downloading will take time, and obviously it will have some some MBs of the virtual box. And this is what I was talking about, that the box is actually a package, and for the Vagrant package. All right, so let's wait for it. All right, so I'm back. So what happened during this time, actually there was the download was stuck, and it was not downloading from Vagrant Cloud. So I just pressed enter key, and it suddenly redirected to this host called cloud.centos.org. So it means it hasn't found it here, and then it start searching in this cloud.centos.org site, and then it successfully added the box CentOS 8, and then from this box it launched the one new virtual machine. And we can see that as well, that it is you know the 22, this is actually the TCP port, and that is for by default SSH port number. It is here port forwarded to 2222, okay, 4 times 2s, and this system is get booted. And we can see this the booted virtual machine in our virtual box. A part of it, if you really want to do the SSH, this is the address. Username is this Vagrant, and it says that SSH auth method is private key. So the preference is the private key. Now, as I said, let's see first the virtual box. In this virtual box, this VM should be created, and here you can see the my CentOS 8 VM is the name, and this virtual box is created now, and this is the name of the same folder which we have given. It means if you want to have the virtual machine with some specific name, create a directory with the same name, and here do this vagrant init or create a vagrant file and run the vagrant up command. So it will search the box, download it from the website, either from Vagrant up or from the vendor's website, and from that box it will initialize. It will from that box it will launch a new VM. All right, so these other things are done. So let's try to connect from the terminal in Linux and Mac OS. You can use directly the command vagrant SSH, and same we are going to do here in the PowerShell, and this will connect to the virtual machine. Here we go. So we are into this machine, means we logged in into now, and you can see that Vagrant localhost. Here is your host name, and I can run some of the commands like okay test dir. So it will get created, and let's see, will it work like this? Yes, it is working from the PowerShell. But if you are sometimes there could be some typing issues, so better you should switch to the putty in Windows. And but if you are working in the Unix based or the Linux based operating system, not required. You already have a terminal, just use it, just use those things, those terminals. All right, because we are in Windows, I will directly switch to the putty. This is puttygen, and here we have putty. I will search for the putty software, and it was written like 127.0.1 and 4 times 2s. This is the customize, they forwarded here. And how can you validate if is it really forwarded? So in VirtualBox, go to this virtual machine, select this virtual machine, and go to this network section. That is only one adapter which is in use. Other adapters doesn't look like, and this adapter one, it is in NAT. Okay, that is network address translation. Here cable is connected. Click on the port forwarding, and here from here you can validate that actually it updated here. This Vagrant has updated this port forwarding here. So from this we can get the confirmation, get it clue as well. In case if you forget what is the port number, I should generate connects. So just a little insight. So let's try to connect first. Will it be able to connect? It says that okay, so on screen, if you remember, it is written like the SSH username is Vagrant and the method is private key. Let's try once. I have not given any keys. Okay, there is no keys, I have to mention it. Let me retry once again. And okay, let me try the Vagrant username and the password. In Ubuntu servers, I found that might be, it depends upon how the box is created, right? So I'm just doing the wild guess if this could be a password. Okay, It looks like it is doesn't want to connect. All right, so now the thing is, where is the SSH key? Because from here it will from PowerShell or from terminal, you will find that you can easily do the just a Vagrant SSH. And if you are really interested to know that where is those keys, so go back to your virtual machines. I created here Vagrant VMs, my CentOS 8 VM, and I will click here. So .vagrant directory, same directory structure you will see in your Linux or Unix systems. Machine defaults, VirtualBox, and here you have a private key. So the question is, will this private key directly works? So let's check it out. If it doesn't work, then we have another method. So here 127.0.1 4 times 2 2222, and let's click here SSH auth tab and click here. Try to reach to this file. Actually it is expecting a ppk file here, so let's connect with the ID. Will it connect? This private key is here. This is SSH private key. Will it work? That's a question. Just guess what, will it work or not? Okay, all right, let's try. It is already mentioning something on on this terminal. Unable to use the key file, and obviously it is not gonna work. All right, so what we should do then, so we have to convert this file into the ppk, and I have this puttygen. I think in our last videos I have shown that you can download directly as well. Now from just Google it for the puttygen, and you will get easily. So go here. Generally I download from this link, green and org UK. Here you can find the puttygen, right? So I just search by pressing Control F. Here we got it. So just download it. Once you download into your local system, nothing have to do, just double click, it will work. Yeah, as it is, as it looks like. I just downloaded, copied here on the desktop. Now convert this into the ppk file. We have this private key. Open and save the private key. There is no passphrase, so I will keep this on desktop. Yeah. So what is the name? I will give the same name. It is not a name constant. I can give anything else. But to remember whose keys it is, so I will say this is the SSH key for this. And the ppk file will get created. Okay. Yeah. It is available here now. This is the ppk file. Let's try to connect once again through putty. I have already shown through the terminal how can you do this, so don't get confused. It is just I'm showing the another method if you want to connect through the putty. But if you already and miss, how can you use these keys? If you are in a Linux system and Unix based systems, it doesn't require to do this puttygen to convert into the ppk file. You can directly use those files. All right, so here 127.0.1 and 4 times 2, this is custom port of SSH, which they did the port forwarding. Again, go back to the auth section here, right, and desktop, select the ppk file. Okay, and you can directly press open also because it is already there. Okay, no error, no message here. All right, let's try Vagrant. Ooh, yeah, So we are inside in the server now. We log in, and here I did sudo su. It means, okay, let's see, because I created one directory, if you remember, through the PowerShell. Yeah, testdir is there, and I will do sudo su. Now who am I? Root here. Yeah. All right. So if you see, it's SSH configuration. Basically, once you log in, you should check what is the configuration written. So 1 minute, let me clear it, and I increase the fonts for better view. Okay, 14. I think that is enough. All right. So generally, what I do, if you want really interested to how these things work and what's going on in behind the scenes, just check this, how this authentication, you know so I'm removing all those commented lines, and yeah, so now I have a crispy configurations. So you can see here, password authentication is set as a no. Okay, and so I think if you know the Linux very well and the Unix, you can directly just enable it, set the Vagrant password, and you will be able to log in. So I don't want to go right now in that direction, but I'm just giving the hint. If you are advanced user, you can easily do it. All right, so that's something I wanted to show. All right, so now let's go back. So we have launched the virtual machine. It is already up and running here. And what if I want to stop and I want to destroy this? So very easy. If you're not able to remember it, just write down vagrant-h or vagrant-fn help. It will show you the help parameters, those parameters in the help sections. All right, so if you go and read, this is a halt. It says stops the Vagrant machine, and in it, I think we already run this. If in the first, as a first command, initialize a new Vagrant environment by creating Vagrant file. Already we have seen this. And if you really want to destroy this machine or you want to terminate, here's a destroy. So how we will run this? So basically you should be inside in this directory. You should go and change to the directory of the virtual machine, and here you can see this Vagrant file, okay, and this .vagrant directory. Now I write to Vagrant halt to stop this virtual machine. I run this command, and let's wait. And yeah, it is saying attempting graceful shutdown of VM, and here we go. It is powered off. Once it is powered off, now I want to start it back. I said Vagrant up, and just observe this. I'm still in this directory, the directory of the virtual machine. And let's see and wait for a while. This machine should be coming up. So I pressed enter because it was showing me it was not showing anything else. So I just pressed enter. And you can see that checking if box version is up to date. It is not going to create another virtual machine. It is whatever is present right now. The VM is already present, so it will just start the virtual machine. So The earlier process was to download the box. Now the downloading of box is not there because box is already available and the virtual machine is already available. So it will go to the last one, means the VM which is already there, it will start. So let's see, is it up? Yeah, it is up. You can see it is running. And what if I want to destroy this machine? Okay, let's say destroy. And yeah, it is asking, do you want to destroy? I press yes. Forcing shutdown of VM, destroying the VM and associated drives, and gone. So it is destroyed now. A quick thing, now this virtual machine is gone. We have the same Vagrant file available here. What I will do, I will create another virtual machine. Okay, I'm back. I use Linux a lot, so I love to work in PowerShell, in terminal basically. But if you are a Windows user, let's go and create by this method as well. Vagrant VM. So let me create another new directory, even though you can use the mkdir command here. I will make like CentOS 8 test. This directory is created, and you can see here this directory is created. So basically I should have to go here inside now, change the directory. Now let me clear and you will see this. Okay, so there's nothing here and this directory is completely empty. This is the same one. I'm trying to show through the GUI as well as the terminal. Okay, so yeah, if you remember the first time when we run the Vagrant up for the virtual box, for the box of CentOS 8, it first downloaded. Now what will happen here, because the box is already available, so where this box actually goes, let me show you quickly. Go to your home directory of a user. If you are in a Unix system or Linux system, Linux based system, go to the home directory, cd tilde or cd dollar capital home, home. All right, so I will go similarly. I will go to the in Windows, to the home directory of my user. This is my username, and I can see this .vagrant.d. You will also see the same kind of directory name in your Linux machine. Here you can see the boxes, and we found that there's a one box is already downloaded. It says CentOS Vagrant slash. Instead of using that special character slash, they have used this name, right? Okay, now, and this is the version 2011.0 is the version. Do you want to validate? Yeah, this is the version which actually exists here, and this is the current release version. I'm checking from the Vagrant Cloud and double click over here, virtual box. Here is the the box, the package is here available. Let me increase. Yeah. All right, so this is the what this box is available here. Generally it is in the dot box. I think it get extracted out. Okay, so this time it should not go for downloading. So I'm going to create another virtual machine. The name of virtual machine will be CentOS 8 test, and the directory, so corresponding to the same name, we have created a directory. Now just now I run the Vagrant up command. Same command will work there, and again the same. Okay, so what I did, the mistake that I have not initialized, so it is asking for to initialize it. So what I will do, I will initialize Vagrant init CentOS /8 if I'm not forgetting. Yeah, CentOS /8. So this is the first step we should do. Vagrant init CentOS /8. So now it will initialize. Yeah, Vagrant file is there. Same file. If you really want to check, I will let me. Yeah. Will the cat work? Yeah, in PowerShell it works. All right, so not all the command like a Linux runs. Okay. So now I will run the command vagrant up to launch a new virtual machine, and it should have a prefix name as CentOS 8-test, bringing machine default up with VirtualBox provider, and it started progressing, importing base box CentOS 8. It is actually collecting this box info, all the box related files from vagrant.d directory, which just now I shown it. So again, the same thing, same story. 22 port number this and this, and you can connect this directory. Definitely you might have a question, if we run a multiple boxes, then how can we connect through the putty? I will tell you later on, but it's quite easy. And if you understand and your guess is right, that is, we have to work a little bit in the port forwarding section in the virtual box here, which I'm talking network section, which I just now I shown. Okay, so here last one we have destroyed. Now we can see the CentOS 8 test is up. So I believe right, we can close this session. I will meet you in the next session, and will show some of the Vagrant file work, and commands are very simple, and let's see how we do more practicals on Vagrant, and let's try to create something, small work. All right, so this will take time, and we have already seen that it will work. So what next? All right, then I think it is done. It is almost completed. Good. And if you really want to see the ending, here we go, Vagrant SSH. It will take time. And one thing, let me show once again. Yeah, it is there. And if you want to see, it is everything in, it is headless, it's running in the back end. Just double click over here and you will see this. Okay, so just wanted to show you up to here, and we'll meet in the next session. All right, thank you for watching, and be happy. Keep learning the new things, teach others, and make this world happy, and make this society very happy. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you again.